I'm already on. Just go invite yourself.
Everybody trying to be content creators and trying to
Go
viral.
viral.
You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral? Let's go viral then.
Say less.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you.
How do I invite
Come
myself?
together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud.
So
I am
dead
your
in the
host, Rene Ruiz, and along with me is the man with the buys, the man with the tries, the one with the broad chest, the one and only John Barba.
Yo.
Johnny, what's up? What's happening?
Yo. What's going
JB,
on?
I'm a sad boy. I'm a very sad boy. It was a rough Sunday for me.
I love it, dude.
Um,
Not for your reasons. But I just love it because we didn't have football. So I wasn't too high up. I wasn't too high down. I was just
you
right.
got to just enjoy the game you love to watch,
Yeah.
the NFL. And I got to go through the Dallas Cowboy experience that never ends. It's like a never-ending roller coaster, JB. It just continues. It's like I almost expected what happened this Sunday to us to happen. I don't know. I really don't know how to describe what to feel. Look, I'm down in the dumps right now. It's tough. It's tough. But let me take this off and let's get serious now, right? JB, hell of a weekend. Hell of a weekend. I'm not gonna let what happened to the Cowboys overtake my happiness in my life this week. I'm gonna try to enjoy. We do a talk show every day, 6:30, 7:30, Monday through Thursday. You can call in 575-808-9307 if you want to chat. It is Overreaction Monday, so we're gonna probably let a couple things rip that we don't necessarily mean that are just close to the heart, and we just gotta let them out. And that's what today we get to do. Now, what happened? Renee's weekly therapy session. Welcome. JB, now you tell me, since you got to sit there and kind of enjoy yourself because your team didn't play, there was their bye week. They boot the straps back up this week and get to lock in. But from your perspective, tell me if I'm wrong here. I tried to figure out what what can Dallas do next going forward. I don't want to live in the past. I don't want to live I don't want to drown in the sorrows of what happened yesterday. Well, yesterday happened 30-27 lost Dallas Cowboys. Carolina upset them. But there's a lot of fire Matt Eberflus talk out there right now. There's a lot of we don't have the right personnel right now. So, two sides to this. If you want to defend Matt Eberflus, I can see where you're coming from because the way you're looking at this is like, okay, Matt Eberflus seems to have us in the right positions. If you go back and look at that replay there in the fourth quarter when Carolina is driving down to win, they get in that fourth down, and our buddy, our boy, his name's going through my head right now. Number 26, Deron Bland. Sorry, Deron Bland. He's getting killed right now on the internet because he was so far away from his wide receiver. He was probably about 10 yards back on a 4th and 3. Of course, right? Ask yourself that question. It's like, why the hell are you that far back? JB, as the play plays out, wide receiver, quick slant to the inside, linebacker barely misses the deflection. So whenever I see that, I automatically go, oh, we were in the right position. Linebacker should have made a play right there. So whenever you see that, do you go, we got to, like, if you see that and you go, we got to fire Matt Eberflus? Do we? And if we do, it's not because he sucks. You can't say he sucks if the players are in the right position. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to defend Matt Eberflus here. I'm just saying if that's the logic we're going to use, players are in the right position there. We're just not making plays. And I've been saying this since week 1, JB. I've been trying to stay patient. Now we're in week 6, and we see no improvement in the personnel. So if I'm Dallas, you either got to go get a pass rusher, because pass rushers are going to hide the weaknesses in your secondary. They're going to elevate those players. They're going to become all pros. That's why when Michael Parsons went over to Green Bay, that was the first thing he said. He said, when's the last time I haven't had an all-pro cornerback? And that's what we need in Dallas. So it's either you fire Matt Eberflus because the players can't adapt to his system, or you bring in a player that's going to improve our secondary to be able to run Matt LaFleur's scheme? Like which route do you think is more which route do you think Dallas should take? Should we fire the DC and try to find someone that can come up and scheme up the strengths of the personnel that we have? Or do you go and make an aggressive move to get a pass rusher so that way it can hide the flaws of the secondary right now? Because this defense looks it's disgraceful right now. I mean, I know it's Halloween season, brother, but that thing is scary, bro. Scary, scary, scary what's going down there in Dallas. And I don't know if it's a personnel thing, okay. Find a DC that can adapt to them. If you like the scheme, I don't like the scheme. Frustrating scheme is play so much zone. Played a lot of man yesterday, but we just keep getting beat. Every time we see clips, every time you see the film, on the other side of these plays, we're there. We're just getting cooked, JV. We're getting crossed over like it's Allen Iverson across from us. This is crazy. I mean, what's your perspective sitting on the other side here? Yeah.
Okay. Is mic good? Is audio good? How's this thing? We good out
I
here?
feel,
All right.
I feel like you need your solo shot.
All right. So here's what I think. Okay.
Explain
First of
yourself.
all, to answer one question, do we need, I mean, that 4th and 3, I don't care if Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, is a pass rusher on that play. You're not getting there in like 1.5 seconds on a quick slant. At that point in time, I mean, that was just that play and that read and that throw was just better than most defenses in the NFL. It just sometimes it's like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that. No matter what you do, no matter what defense is out there. Yeah, the lack of awareness of a corner, which drives me crazy on a 4th and 3, pretty much for the game. Um, the lack of awareness. Why are you 10 yards deep? That always bothers me. I never, ever, ever understand it. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if we tweet that and he replies to it and calls us idiots. Like, no, it's just never right, right? It's never right. The lack of awareness,
It's
I don't
never, yeah.
care. Like, you can put up, like, on a 4th and 3, I'm playing press. I'm being physical at the line. I'm sending maybe a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 guys. I'm sending 4 for sure, maybe 5. I don't know, some sort of stunt blitz. But, like, you got to be physical up front on a 4th and 3. You have to eliminate a quick pass. Like, I feel like you always should have to do that on a 4th down. So maybe it was just a bad play call. Maybe it was lack of awareness on Deron Bland's part. But, like, it was just a better offensive execution, that play. Like, yeah, the guys were there, but it was a great throw. It was a great catch, and it ultimately won them the game. Now, does the pass rusher change what issues are going on in Dallas? I don't think that cleans up everything, because I think there's more issues than that. You guys can't stop the run. The secondary is weak right now. We've seen it in the weeks prior. Um, Coverage errors, all that stuff, and this is where my point is. When it comes to getting a coordinator, so obviously you guys don't have the best talent on defense, right? And this
I
is
would
where
I would I
I'm
would
gonna
disagree. I don't know if we have the best, but I think we have top tier talent. I mean, there's a lot of money being thrown
okay.
around
All
on
these
that defense.
okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. Like, these guys are NFL players. Like, these guys are the best of the best. They wouldn't be in the NFL if they weren't good at their position, right? There's just playmakers. There's some dogs out there. Like, there's just okay. You might not have no Hall of Famers on the defense, but let me put this in example, and this is why I can kind of answer. I feel like I can answer this question pretty decently. Um, we had the Vikings had a coordinator when we went that 13-4 year with Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins and stuff, and got bounced by Daniel Jones. We
yeah.
had a good offense. The defense was like almost last in the league. I can't remember our stupid coordinator because he just does not. He was so awful, right? We have the same defense the next year, but we hired Brian Flores. Brian Flores puts these guys in position to now, which we mostly have the same defense, but we're like a top 5 defense. And a lot of that credit is to Brian Flores putting these guys in position, being creative on defense, using these guys in the best way that he knows how to use them. Yeah, granted, we do have some really good pass rushers. We got a couple good all pros in the secondary, like, some good linebackers and stuff. But, like, he puts our defense in the best position to make these guys flourish. And I don't see that in Dallas either. Like he's not doing that for you guys. Like Matt Eberflus is not doing that. He's just, some and maybe it's not all Eberflus's fault. There's just certain defensive coordinators, certain offensive coordinators. We're seeing it in Philly. Just doesn't know how to use his personnel to the greatest. And that's the difference between a good coach and a great coach. So if I'm Dallas, yes, it's on the coordinator. Yes, it's on the players. Like it's a two-way street right now. It's not just okay, the players aren't executing, or no, it's just Matt Eberflus sucks, fire him. It's a combination of both. So what I think is important, and where management, where your coaching staff, the owners, all this stuff, it's very important to pick a defensive coordinator who can elevate your defense. And I just don't think Eberflus is necessarily doing that to the best of his abilities. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he will. So that is the big issue right now in Dallas. Like,
You know what's so frustrating, JB, too, as you say that? There is a man named Robert Saleh that's been available since about mid-season last year. Around this time last year, Robert Saleh was fired from the New York Jets. A guy whose defense has always been known as a top 5 defense. I mean, look at the noise that he's already making. I mean, look at the impact he's already making in San Francisco just being there right now. I mean, the guy was available, and the fact that we're I hate to, I mean, we're just a soft, excuse my language here. We're a soft ass team from the top all the way down. We are so soft. There's no other way to describe it. I mean, we are baby doo doo. This is what's happening with us is so embarrassing, JB. JB, we have our first caller this morning. Let's go ahead and take this call real quick. Speaking out loud, what's your name? What would you like to talk about?
It's Cheech.
Cheech, let us hear it. Let it rip.
Baby, Cowboys suck.
Yo, Cheech,
he just hung up on him.
you hung up on me. That's how damn
Oh,
bad I am, brother. When a caller
God
just hangs up
dang.
on you, bro, that means you're going through it, son. You
Yeah.
know, I get where Cheech is coming from, though. I think that's how we should feel. And like I said, I think if you're Dallas right now, what you're waiting for is Jerry Jones is going to tell us exactly how we should feel for the rest of the season. And I'm going to end this Cowboy talk here, JB, because I'm sure somehow, some way, I'm gonna weasel
We're
myself
going to go
back
back
into the
into it.
Cowboy
I already
conversation.
know. I
I'm
already know.
sure at some point I will weasel myself. So this is where I'll end this. We're soft, and and right now we're sitting in a very confused state. We're borderline almost checking into a psychiatric home. The only thing that can save us right now from being down in the dump, two things, is the fact that it's early. We're only going into week 6. Dak did say, "Hey, I've been 3-5 before in my life," and how'd that turn out? Got into the playoffs, made a little bit of noise in the playoffs, won a wild card game, so on and so forth. But the way that Jerry Jones handles this week will tell us everything we need to hear. There's no more we're waiting for Overshown. There's no more expecting a guy coming off a major ACL injury to come back and save us. We can't do that anymore. No more waiting. Jerry Jones will dictate how we should feel the rest of the season based off of the moves that he does in the next coming hours. In the next couple days, if Jerry Jones does not make an aggressive move to bring in a pass rusher, then we got to fire Matt Eberflus and find a guy that's going to come and bring out the best in this personnel. If one of those two things don't happen, JB, expect this team to trot out the same experience that we just got this weekend. We're going to be relying on Dak Prescott to save the day, to be Superman, to be something out of sort, to be Patrick Mahomes esque times 2. Like what we're expecting from Dak Prescott is just it's not going to happen. And that's not a shot at Dak, but we're not going to win games every week having to score more than 30 points. We've seen this rodeo before, JB. We've seen this where this defense gives up 35 plus points and and it don't end good. Same story, different day. Thank you, Jerry Jones. That's that's it, JB. Thank you for the therapy session, fellas. And I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get back on the couch and express our emotions more. But JB,
It's a long week.
there's a little. There was almost a throwdown last night out there in Detroit, or out there in Kansas City, as the Detroit Lions fall to the Kansas City Chiefs. JB, after that game last night, what are you thinking? The Chiefs win the game 30-17. It started off a little rocky right away. I'm assuming all the critiquers of Patrick Mahomes, as soon as that touchdown, beautiful play design thrown to Jared Goff. Jared Goff kind of bobbles it, almost gets picked, grabs it back, scores a touchdown. Immediately a flag is thrown. It's called back. Detroit Lions have to settle for a field goal. If you're a Lions fan, you're like, oh, buckle up. Here we go with the refs being involved in this game. And then shortly after, Kansas City does end up pulling off the win there. It looks like they're back. It looks like any doubt that anybody ever had for Patrick Mahomes reminded us all, I am still, I am still him. And as you were saying right before the show started, this team still has Rashee Rice coming back. JB, are we overreacting to the fact that the Chiefs are the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is back and they're about to go on a generational run here, or hey, yo, pump the brakes just a little bit. They're still 3-3. I get they beat a Detroit Lions team, but it was just two scrappy teams battling out, and they just edged them out at home. What are your thoughts here?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now, and everybody listen. So I know we don't got many, very many viewers right now, but what we're about to see,
Yeah, they're
all
rolling
this
on
cheap
tick.
slander, all these Chiefs slander for the first 6 weeks of the season. Oh, they fell off. Oh, this and that. Oh, blah 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 blah. Like, how many times did we see Tom Brady and the New England Patriots just have an awful, first 4, 5, 6 weeks of the season? We saw that multiple times, right?
He did.
I think, and what do? They make a run. They get everything. They get guys back. They get everybody healthy. Everything starts clicking. Everything starts moving better. I mean, Travis Kelce's now getting involved. This team, I hate to say it, but all of a sudden, the cream of the crop starts to rise. Starts to rise. We got the Bills, who are looking good, maybe not great. We got the Chiefs. And who else can I say? Like, the Patriots are coming up, but right now, Chiefs are looking they're looking good. And I think we got to watch out because I think they are going to start making a run. Uh I think everything is going to start clicking. Rashee Rice, I'm going to be saying it all week. He's coming back. I'm telling you guys, when he comes back, this offense is going to be moving. And Mahomes isn't going to have to be a superhero. He's just going to have to sling the ball to his guys. And we're seeing him and Hollywood Brown get that chemistry. They're starting to look better.
Starting to look good.
Xavier Worthy, the gadget guy, end arounds, rushing,
Ah,
scat kind of guy. He's making plays. Like, everything's coming together. They're getting Travis Kelce involved. I hate to
J-
say it, but the Chiefs are about to start. They're about to start clicking and making a run. And their left tackle last second, just Juwan Taylor, he's out for the game. The backup left tackle comes in, plays solid. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, we barely heard his name a couple times throughout the game. They were doing good. They were doing what they needed to do. So this team, I think they're going to start. The pieces are there
they're gonna
now.
start moving.
They're going to start
They're gonna
rolling.
start ripping it. JB Patrick Mahomes yesterday went 22 for 30, 243 yards, averaging 8.6 yards a throw. JB almost getting a touchdown. I mean, almost getting a first down every time he slung that rock. He had 3 touchdowns. JB, what a dog! 81.4 QBR. You talk about his weapons, who he's throwing to: Travis Kelce, Juju, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and then now they're gonna have Rashee Rice coming back. I mean, this team is only going to get better, right? As soon as this team starts to get healthy. The one thing about the Chiefs is they it's like how you said about the old Tom Brady Patriots team. It's like they just kind of stay alive. They're playing the long game here. It's about getting to the dance. I almost see it as the way I look at my fantasy team. It's like I'm not looking to be to get into the playoffs as the number one seed in fantasy. I'm looking at who is going to be available for me during the dance. So when I make a draft pick in fantasy, JB, I look at those last like 4 or 5 games. And that's how I kind of, whenever I have like a 50-50 slot, who should I pick? Who should I draft? Or should I accept this trade? I look at those last 4 or 5 games and I go, all right, let's look at the matchup. Kansas City, like for example, right? Kansas City versus Detroit. You see this and you're like, all right, if I'm in the first round of the playoffs, do I like that matchup opposed to someone whose running back is playing against the Dallas Cowboys, right? You got to balance that out. And right now, that's how the Chiefs are playing. It's just like, all right, hey, let's just weather the storm here. We're kind of injured. We're a little down in the dumps. We just got to weather the storm, get through the haymakers that are about to be thrown our way, edge out a couple of these games, and we just got to get into the dance. Because when we get to the dance, we know what we're capable of. We know that we can make generational run after generational run. We are a dynasty. We are the dynasty of this era. That's kind of what the Chiefs are just reminding us. They just tapped us on the shoulder and said, hey, bud, I know you're all excited about your football team, but we are still here. We are still here, and that's exactly what it shows. And you want to ask the only person I'm not scared of, JB, the one person I'm absolutely not scared of is Juju Smith Schuster. And let me show you exactly why I'm not afraid of this guy right here. JB, there was a brawl out there in KC, almost brawl out there in KC. Let's watch this real
Just
quick.
glanced up and saw two Chiefs, one
Let's take
Lion,
off the
and then,
audio
of course,
just in case
everybody
they
coming
try
on
to
the
flag
field.
us here, but a punch was thrown there. Getting a little scuffle. JB, who was the one that threw the punch?
Brian Branch. Brian Branch.
Brian Branch. We'll watch what he had to say a little after this clip. Let's see what he had to say. A little bit of John. This is football. This is just football. It was a hard fought game. Patrick Mahomes goes up for the dab. He said, "Hey Branch, good job, brother. Good job, good job." And he said, "Nah, I ain't with that. I ain't with that, dog." And Juju, well, that's my quarterback. Chill out. He had to say something crazy, bro. Look at this run. Jumps up like a little kid to throw. Juju should not ever put himself in any harmful situation, bro. He had like a bad dream. In his head, he was like, "All right, this is exactly how it's gonna play out," and it played out completely opposite of what he had in mind. After that little brawl, Patrick Mahomes had something to say. Let's see what his response was to this whole thing here.
The game.
I mean, we play the game in between the whistles. They can do all the extracurricular stuff they want to do, but we play the game in between the whistles. And we thought we played a great game today, and we'll keep this momentum moving forward.
You told us.
We'll keep this momentum going forward. Did they just awake the beast? Did they just rattle the wrong guy, the wrong team? What are your thoughts seeing that, JB?
Yeah, I think I don't think what happened was right there at that moment. I think there was something said maybe in game towards the end of the game or something that was just made Brian Branch mad because Juju was just celebrating that they won, right? And then Branch was already he pretty much just ignored Mahomes, whatever. Like he was after him, so something
Gamesmanship
happened.
right there. That
Like he already had it in his mind.
JB, him dissing Mahomes' handshake, I'm okay with. Like, get
Yeah,
out of my
well,
face, bro. You just
he had
beat me.
Juju in his radar. Like something was going on. So something
Yeah, yeah,
happened
yeah, yeah.
before that, for him to get already pissed off. So something
That that's
happened.
a that's a that's a afford who you can afford to be situation right there. Like he's like, yeah, I can't act too crazy against Mahomes. That's a fine way to happen. Juju though, I got something for you. I got a little something. You want to talk crazy? Who are you? That's what Branch is saying there. He's like, who are you? Juju's like, I'm a Super Bowl champ. Don't forget. Let me remind you.
Yeah,
that had to be what triggered Branch. Branch is like, bullshit.
yeah.
Bro,
So
I
and
just
and
think,
Branch is already like a fined player, so he's probably gonna get fined again.
oh
so
yeah.
so he's
That
definitely
whole
gonna.
thing. I just hope it doesn't lead to suspensions. That's what I really hope. I hope it doesn't lead to suspension. That's football. It's heat of the moment. A little crazy. Juices up the rivalry of two great teams. Now imagine the storyline if these two teams get to the Super Bowl. Like this is WWE foot. This is WWE football right here. WWE football happening before our eyes. Now, will it happen? to be determined. But it's setting up for a beautiful storyline down the line if somehow these two teams meet in the Super Bowl. All it is to spice up the headlines. I like it. I like it. Keep it going, boys. If you're feeling a little hot, get a little feisty, give a little push. Let's relax on throwing punches, though. That will get you suspended. So we're better off with you being on the football field than just paying a couple dollars. But once you throw that punch, you're more than likely to be suspended. I don't think the NFL drops too hard down on these boys, but
I don't
I hope
know. I think Brian Branch gets a pretty hefty fine for sure.
fine though. We're not thinking suspension, right?
Nah, nah, nah.
I
I
agree
don't
with
think
you,
so.
JB. Some more mess. It gets messier. We're gonna move on from Kansas City and we're gonna go over to Miami. They hosted the Chargers last night, JB. Probably should have won that game. Tua drives down there in the fourth quarter. They drive down, they score, take the lead. When I'm seeing that, I'm like, wow. So JB, there was a tweet. Adam Schefter reported one of the offensive linemen had went down before the game, or was not active for the game. I responded to that tweet and I said, "Wow, I wonder if we're going to criticize Justin Herbert the same if he doesn't come out and elevate his players and win this game. Feels like a game they should win, regardless of the injuries that they have, because they're led by a man named Justin Herbert." Pretty hot tweet from me. Pretty hot tweet. Probably got about like 10K views, hella responses. All of the Lightning Bolts fan base came to attack me. I didn't realize that would happen. Normally get like one or two responses. It's from my buddies. Out of nowhere, goosh, got struck by lightning. Thunderbolt came to me and they were like, "Bro, watch your mouth." Is that we're on our fifth and sixth string offensive lineman. I'm like, sure. A lot of teams are on their fourth, fifth string offensive lineman right now. You don't know, blah blah blah. Hey, and I probably don't, because what happened yesterday, Lad McConkey breaks a tackle, gets them down to Miami side of the field, and they go in and kick the game-winning field goal. And it seems like everybody has lost their marbles out there in Miami. And this is what Tua had to say after the game. Let's go ahead and listen in real quick, JB.
Well, I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
To be clear, you're saying some players were late or missed?
Late, yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
David, you can obviously see his frustration in his face right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Go ahead.
So first of all, I mean, obviously there's frustration. You only went you're 1-5 on the year. Things aren't going right. You lose another close game. You know, there's guys on the hot seat. I don't know if he's just talking so much because Mike McDaniel can't even like articulate a sentence at this point. Like, dude comes in just blasted by the time he's in his post game interview or something. You know, so like first of all, like putting your team's business out like that is you talk about leadership. A leader, I don't think, puts the business of the team out like that. That's stuff that you handle in the locker room, 100%. So I mean, maybe Tua is trying to be a leader. Maybe he thinks that's the way to go about it, but you don't tell your team's business like that. You have to speak up in the locker room and change things in the locker room for these guys to show up. So obviously this team, there's guys not showing up to meetings. There's guys, so that creates more questions for the media to ask, you know? So like it just, then you got to answer them. It's like, dang, dude, like just answer the basic questions, you know? Don't go into the locker room details, you know? It's like, dang, like, you know, you just told your girl all this information and then now she's digging, trying to, you know, see if you slipped up over the weekend or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dang, like just keep it basic. Like just say what you got to say, handle it in the locker room and
JB,
go about it that way.
This is what I got out of it. It sounds like he's tried to have conversation. He's tried to be a leader and he's finally fed up. It feels like he's He's saying what the coach isn't saying. And it sounds like he's already talked to his manager, and his manager hasn't brought it to the attention of their manager. That's where it feels like we're at. And then maybe they did bring it up to ownership already, and they didn't do anything about it. They haven't. They said, "Ah, hey, don't worry about it. Don't. You were like 5 minutes late. It's all good. Hey, it's all good." And Tua is finally. It sounds like Tua is finally fed up with it. Because how can you blame that game on Tua? Tua drives you down to get a win or to take the lead, and we're having a whole different conversation if their defense is able to stop a nosebleed. Like the missed tackle that led to Lad Conklin getting them in field goal position. That's unacceptable. To me, this screams fire Mike McDaniels. He's not the answer. He's as much props as he's given Tua, and for as much as he's defended him and had his back. If you remember, whenever he first came over to Miami, him and Tyreek Hill were hyping up Tua. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's our number. He's in our top five. Now you got Tyreek Hill in the hospital putting out his top five quarterbacks, and Tua is not a part of it anymore, right? Now you got Mike McDaniels also sounding frustrated. Can't form a sentence like you already said. So it's hard to tell really when he's frustrated because you're trying to get past the fact that guy can't really speak, but it sounds like he sounds like he knows his job's at stake. And I feel like yesterday that blown lead, I mean, that feels like we're right around that time of a good old firing. And it might be that Mike McDaniels is the first one to go. Now, is he a bad coach? Maybe. Maybe he's a bad coach. But is he a great OC? High possibility that this guy's going to go to a team and improve them offensively. There's a lot of times where that happens, JB. Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes these big brains that make a lot of money in GM positions, a lot of the times they get it wrong. I mean, I would be curious to know what the hit rate is on average in the NFL on how many times these guys actually hit on draft picks or trades. And I mean, sometimes you're just not meant to be a coach. Sometimes you just don't fit the coach hat. Sometimes that hat just don't fit your head, JB, and that's what it feels like with Mike McDaniels. Might be a great OC, might go change a complete offense and maybe get another job, but right now it seems like an OC is the only thing that he can handle. I feel bad for what's happening in Miami, but I do look forward to the next couple days of storylines that drop. Because if that was the first statement coming out of that game, imagine what's coming next, JB. Let's listen. Let's listen to it one more time, JB. Let's just listen to it one more time, real quick. That's a direct shot at coaching. Yes or no?
Yeah,
one Hundred
100%.
percent
Yeah,
shot. Like let's listen to that one more time in case they missed it.
for the guys.
I don't feel like that's a shot at his teammates at all. I think 100% direct. I am talking to you, Mike McDaniels, or ownership, whoever are the two that are sitting behind Mike McDaniels as he's sitting at his desk, like two security guards on the left and the right side. I am talking directly to you. Tua Tagovailoa right now, as he's speaking at that press conference, or not right now, but yesterday after the game, as he's speaking into that camera, he's not looking at the press. No, no, no. He is making direct eye contact with Mike McDaniels. This is directly at you, buddy, and this is why you're losing your job this week. This sentence alone, right here. Oh man, it sounds like shite. Sounds like shite. I think he's the first one to go. Would you agree?
I will not disagree with that. Like, if there's anybody else on the hot seat, I can't think of anybody who might be in a worse position right now than Mike McDaniel. Obviously, I don't know if the locker room's taking him serious, the leadership. like Tua said, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, behind the media. Where the media can't get involved too much. So
Yeah.
there's something going on for sure, leadership wise, and not setting the expectation, because it does start with little things, and the little things start from the top, and then that trickles down, to the bottom. I mean, anywhere from your star player to the 53rd guy on the roster that's barely on the team. You know what I mean? So it starts with that, and then that stuff trickles into the game, and then that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not getting it done right now. It starts with the little things, and that's the little things is what can lose you a game. If you're not doing the little things right, anything can come back and haunt you during the game.
Boy, did the Chargers dodge a bullet, though. The Chargers dodged a bullet. Justin Herbert going 29 for 38 for 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that Miami team was led by Achan, 16 carries, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. JB, that was a game. I mean, that was a final drive defining moment for both teams. I mean, we look at that storyline. I mean, obviously, we're seeing the Miami Dolphins storyline play out because they blew the lead. But if they finish that game and they're just able to get one stop, goodness, Miami, the conversation becomes, is Justin Herbert a guy you can win with? Is Justin Herbert a top tier quarterback? And now we're sitting on the other side of it, and we're thinking, wow, what a clutch drive by Justin Herbert. This guy has this team moving. I mean, 20 points in the second half to come back, overcome a deficit, clutch drive, and complete it. Wow. Wow, Justin Herbert. Now we're talking about maybe putting him up with
Now here
at
we
the
go.
pedestal with the
Yep.
top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Season defining, JB. What a game. What did you think from the Chargers from your perspective?
I thought it was solid game. The guy, who was it, Vidal, came in as a backup running back, put up a heck of a good game. Um, Played really good. He actually got me like what, almost 30 points in fantasy. So like he went off. They had a solid running game, solid backfield play out of the two backs that came in for Amari Hampton and Najee Harris. So and we forget too that pass to Lad McConkey that kind of opened it up, that 40-yard gain right there to win the game. Like
Yeah.
Justin Herbert broke a sack, like literally broke a sack, and then threw that pass. McConkey made a guy miss, and then he's 40 yards up the field. But it's just like Herbert shows that he's like literally your prototypical, quarterback, exactly what everybody wants. And at least like he made that play right there. Oh, all of a sudden now he's back in the probably top 5 conversation, all this stuff. So I mean, they look good because they didn't have Quentin Johnston either. He was out for the game, so you're pretty much running Keenan Allen and Lad McConkey. Those are your top 2 guys. So I mean, and they still got it done. Still, the young backup running backs, they came in, still had a solid game out of those guys. So like he did what he needed to do. You know what I mean? He did what he needed to do when it came to the last drive. He made some clutch plays, and he made some plays that some other quarterbacks would have not made. For sure. Not taking that sack right there when it mattered most, and getting that ball out. Like it was good. It was good. But Justin Herbert's just not top 5 for me. Nope. Like we
You're not
just
sold.
put this guy up there. We put this guy up there every year, and I got to see more. I got to see more. Got to see more.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, dang. The Cowboys game highlights are playing right now on my man. George Pickens had himself a day. That offense looks so great, JB. Uh, so disappointing there in the fourth half. Hey, you know what? You know what I didn't say? It was crazy because up until that final drive, JB, Matt Eberflus, Shoddy was in his bag, man. Shoddy was in head coach for the Dallas Cowboys was in his bag. I mean, the offense looked dialed in, even though we didn't have a running game. Rico Dowdle only went for what, like 60 plus yards. Kind of a rough game running, which is kind of what we expected with Carolina. We expected Dak to have to put on the cape and get I have a good game with him and Pickens, right? But during that final drive, when we should have been aggressive, we run 3 screens. 3 screens. 3 screens. The first screen goes for -5. Second screen goes for -2. And then you run one more screen just to add salt to the wound, JB. Another screen. That made me question Shoddy. Made me question. I'm like, man, everything that you do good. It reminded me of playing soccer, really. Playing soccer. This is my first year I've been coaching my daughter's soccer team, and my daughter wanted to play goalie, so we've been practicing a lot of goalie. My daughter's improved like crazy. Shout out my daughter, bro. Never watched a soccer game. Didn't really know what goalie was. Told me, "Hey, dad, that's what I want to do." And I said, That's crazy. Seems like the craziest position to want to play." Because goalie's one of those situations where, like, you can have the perfect game. You can play the entire game great. One mistake, boom, you lose 1-0. And all of a sudden, you are the worst goalie of all time. And that's kind of what we saw from Shoddy last night or yesterday morning. He was in his bag. Offense was moving like crazy. I mean, they looked Dak MVP level, you would say, right? And then to when the game was on the line in the biggest moment, bro fumbled it. It's like a thief just came. It's like Buddy was walking down the streets of New York City and some thief just came, grabbed his bag, took off, and Shotty's like, "Yo, I needed that. I don't know what else to call." And boy, did he show us he didn't have nothing in that bag left. He must have wasted it. I was disappointed by the way Shotty handled that last drive. What a disappointment. What a disappointment in Dallas. But JB, another team that may be a little disappointed, but not because they lost, but because they lost one of their best players in Fred Warner. This team is being hit by the injury bug yet again. It seems like Kyle Shanahan cannot catch a break. Looks this way, someone gets injured. Looks this way, someone gets injured. Looks that way, someone gets injured. Looks directly straight, and still someone finds a way to get injured. Fred Warner goes down yesterday with a broken leg. Probably going to be out for quite some time, but this team still sits at 4-2. They're 3-1 in the division. They're leading the division currently. Mac Jones had a decent game, going 27 for 39. I mean, let me relax with the whole word decent here. Had a hell of a game. 27 for 39, 347 yards, averaging 8.9 yards a throw. Had no touchdowns. I mean, that team struggled in the red zone. 2 interceptions. They were ugly. One was late. Rough QBR. But if you look at the stat sheet, I mean, the guy was slinging the rock. Christian McCaffrey only going for 54 yards. That's a bit concerning. Only averaging 3.2 yards a carry. Kind of took a little bit of a doozy there in fantasy, JB. But Baker Mayfield seems to always be there when it matters most. I mean, he only went 17 for 23, but had 256 yards. His best wide receiver, tell me his name. Tell me his name. What's his name?
Well, I don't know if you're talking about Emeka Buka.
Yeah, I was trying to
Okay,
set you up
he
for
went out.
bigger.
Oh, okay, because he
Yeah,
went
yeah.
out. Because I don't know, he went out like in the first half. So
Yeah, so
yeah, he
lost
had
his
had
number
other
one
guys step up.
receiver. Let's
You
try that
lost
one
your
more
number
time.
one and number two, technically.
And Chris Godwin is still out. So no
Oh,
Mike,
yeah,
no
yep,
Mike
yep.
Evans, no Ibuka, and no Chris Godwin. And somehow Buddy just finds a way to deliver. The play that stands out to me the most, JB, is that 3rd and 12 when he scrambles out to the left,
Yep.
breaks a tackle, boom, finishes strong, falls forward, gets juice. The moxie when he's walking back and one of the corners gives him a little shoulder check, and he looks like,
Yeah.
watch out, son.
Oh
Don't be
yeah.
dirty in my suit. I'm here to work. I'm here to deliver. And deliver he did, JB. What are your thoughts on this Baker Mayfield run that we're on? For
Man.
me, slightly, just a little concerned. I like that they're winning these situations, these tight games. I will give them all the credit in the world that they're winning the tight games. But how many of these do you want to be in? How many of these do you want to? The wear and tear that's going on this team. You know what interests me the most right now is that we're falling in love with this. We love this. This is like watching. It's like watching Charles Oliveira, who just fought this weekend. I don't know how much you watch UFC, JB. Charles Oliveira fought this weekend in Rio, in Brazil, and he's one of those fighters that you fall in love with him because he's a scrapper, scrappy dude, never going to be in a boring fight. But the wear and tear that you put on these boys, and then you look that wear and tear finally came out. Not this fight, but the fight before when he fought Ilya Tapora, and he got clocked in the chin, put to bed, put to sleep. And it seemed like just a nice, simple overhand right hoop, put him to sleep. But that's just the wear and tear of all the hits that had been taken up to that point, JB. The guy had a 10-year career in the UFC, or has had like a 10-year career in the UFC. Eventually, those scars and wounds are going to show up. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen to this Buccaneers team, where they're letting it all out early. Because we always see this, and typically it's the Arizona Cardinals where they start out strong. They go into the second half of the season sitting at like 8-2, something crazy, right? Or I mean, Arizona Cardinals more like 6-3, something like that, right? But they're a little hot. Offense looks good normally, and then they fall apart there in the second half. I'm afraid that that's going to happen to this Buccaneers team. I wonder if they're going to get tired. There's a lot of wear and tear. These games, I mean, as much as these games are fun and cool to watch, it's a lot of bang bang plays. Just like that last play that we saw that we're calling Baker Mayfield the dog for. I mean, am I wrong here, JV? Or
So I'm gonna have to disagree. So
okay.
I think this team is getting better. I think they're getting better. And you live like right now, the NFC, you got a lot of good teams, right? Like a lot of good teams, and they're playing a lot of good teams. I mean, you get done. I mean, you play the 49ers. You've played the Seahawks. Two really good wins. Like this team is getting better, and you don't expect either of those teams to lay down, right? It's going to be a fight. Like the Seahawks look tough. Like the Seahawks might be like the second, maybe third team in the NFC. Like best. Now that they're healthy, you see the injury bug going on. Like I think Fred Warner is a huge loss for the 49ers, but like as far as like this team getting worn out, this is why you play. This is why you play every Sunday. Like these guys, they live off of Baker. Like if Baker's juiced, that not only it fires him up, but the whole team is fired up for that. And like they live off of Baker Mayfield right now. Like that helps everyone. Anyone from the offensive line to the defense, they see what Baker's doing. Like Baker's putting his body on the line. Like he's just a football player. Like some guys are just football players and they're going to find a way to win, right? So I think this only is helping the Bucks for later on in these tougher games because it's only going to get tougher. Like they got a pretty tough schedule. You look at it.
Looks good.
They're playing the NFC West this year, so like you're going to be playing against dogs all year long. The Rams are probably coming up.
Oh, okay.
A couple other dogs on the schedule. Like
Let me tell you. Let me run
yeah,
them by you real quick. Gather your thoughts real quick. They got the Lions next week in Detroit, and then we got the Saints at Saints.
that's not an easy game. Not an easy
It's
game.
not,
It's
but
a
it should
division
be.
game.
Yeah,
Spencer
it's
Rattler's
not,
getting better.
but should be. Sure. No, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But hey, those are the ones. Those are the
Got to win that.
ones where if you're a good team, you do what a good team's supposed to do. And you go into New Orleans and you put a beat down. You don't have these close games because that's the game for you to rest. Because guess what? The following week, you got a gritty New England Patriots team that's being led by, oh boy, boys, Drake May looking good. Sophomore slump, my butt. And then they got the Bills, Rams, and then they might get easy. Here in the back. Okay, so maybe let me go back. I might
That's
be
the tough
backtracking
part.
after I look at their
That's a
schedule.
tough stretch.
Yeah, tough stretch, but then it gets fairly easy. Division games, but fairly easy. Because on the back stretch here, let's look at the last 5-game stretch. They got Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. So maybe these boys are going to get rest up right before the postseason, JB. I like it. I think I might take that back. I think I might take it back. And you're right. These boys are getting better. They're fueling themselves for what's to come. They're preparing themselves for what they already know is going to happen. And whenever they get there and times is tight and we come down to the fourth quarter with a minute 30 left, those boys are going to look up in that huddle and see Baker Mayfield with the Superman cape on. And he's going to say, I got you, boys. Let's make a run. And probably going to go out and win that game, JB. You know what? You're right. Let's give Baker Mayfield his flowers. Right now, probably leading. This could be prisoner of the moment here. But as of right now, it's hard not to say that Baker Mayfield is not leading the MVP conversation. Would you disagree?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah, I think he is leading the MVP conversation for sure. Like he's making plays, they're stretching the ball downfield. It doesn't matter who's in. Emeka Buka goes out early in the game. Who does he find late in the game? Tez Johnson. You know, yard touchdown pass. Like he's making plays. He's making plays on his feet when it matters. He's throwing the ball. There was a couple plays where he, some inaccuracy, but overall he's doing what he needs to do to help this team win. Like, and this team is only going to benefit from it in the long run. So right now they're looking, I don't want to say they're the best team in the NFC, but they're looking like a top dog for sure in the NFC. Like there might be a couple things. No team is perfect right now in the NFC, so it's hard to say who's number one. We
The
saw Detroit
NFC
go down. It's open.
so open.
It's open.
So
And then
open.
you see what the Seahawks are doing. Yeah, they lost to Tampa Bay, but I would love to see a rematch in the playoffs with those two teams. That looks like a pretty solid rematch. You got
That'd be a
Darnold with
scrap.
Baker. That'd be another scrap. Detroit's hanging around. The thing with Detroit is if you can get a lead on Detroit, they all of a sudden look very vulnerable because they can't run the ball like how they need to run the ball. So it's like every team has their strengths, every team has their weaknesses. Like it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But like the Bucks right now, man, I got to grant them. I got to grant them number one team in the NFC. I have to. I have to.
We'll give it to
They
them.
they deserve that this week. This week I'm putting
And
them at number one.
and that might be, recency bias coming out of both of our mouths right now, but it's hard not to put the Bucks. I mean, it's so open, and it being so open gives teams like mine and yours, the Cowboys and the Vikings, so much life. Because even though we lost that game yesterday, and you guys were in a bye week, not looking too great going into the bye week, being hopeful that you guys are going to get y'all's quarterback back and make a run. It's the NFC being so open right now, and not knowing how it's going to play out, and it still being so early. That's what gives us hope. So if you're a Cowboy fan, don't be down in the dumps. It's a long season. It's a long, long season. Right, JB? Long season.
It's a long season. It's a long
Long season.
season.
JB, you know who had hell of a game last night? Jacoby Brissett went over to Indianapolis, had himself a game. They decided to go, yeah, we got a backup quarterback. Let's allow him to throw 44 times. He completed 27 of those passes for 320 yards in a shootout against Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor, yet again, maybe we should have him in the MVP conversation, going for 21 carries for 123 yards and a touchdown. It feels like, I love Daniel Jones. What he's doing right now in Indianapolis. Oh, that boy's a dog. But JT, man, we cannot look past what this guy's doing. This guy's opening everything up for that Indianapolis Colts team. I mean, he's got Josh Downs looking like an all pro, JB. He's got Daniel Jones looking like he resurrected his career, in my opinion. And I think this is all because that offensive line and Jonathan Taylor. It was a shootout, JB. 27 for 31. The Colts put 17 points there in the second half to take the lead. It was a little bit of a scare back and forth, but just like the Buccaneers, we need a little bit of those battle scars, a little bit of that grit in our blood, so that way we're prepared for the end of the season and into the playoffs. I mean, what are your thoughts on the Colts here?
I think the Colts are doing what they need to do to win. Like every week is not going to be perfect. Certain matchups make things a little bit harder all the time, but they're still like this team. Colts are looking good. Like bottom line, Colts are good. We got to give it up to like what's going on, offensively, defensively, getting turnovers. Shout out Makai Blackman, who the Vikings third-year player traded him to the Colts. Like, don't know why for a bag of Skittles. Like, I just don't get it. Dude gets a pick. I just don't understand that move that we made. But like the defense is playing good. Running game, Jonathan Taylor. The only thing that I'm worried about, and I guess there's two things in Indianapolis that I'm worried about. Like, when is that Daniel Jones, like right now he's playing so good, and then maybe in a game
Yeah.
that matters, he just pulls off a Sam Darnold. Like, that's what I'm worried about, right? You're worried about that. Obviously, that's in the back of your mind. You love the run that you're going on, but like, when is this going to happen, or is it going to happen? That's always in the back of your mind. And unfortunately for me, I experienced that last year when I was like, I think it's going to happen, and of course it happened. But
No.
the other big thing is Jonathan Taylor. Like, Obviously, this guy has been, riddled with the injury bug in the past. Like you're putting, 19 carries. That's a little bit of a beat down, right? You're getting a lot of
21
carries.
carries,
You're
yep.
getting a lot of volume, right? You're getting a lot of production, but you got in the back of your mind, like, can this guy stay healthy? So those are two big things
Long
that
season.
that scare me if I'm a Colts fan, right? That scares me. But other than that, like I said, we say it every week: Pittman, Downs, Tyler Warren, dog, like one of the best passing tight ends in the league already. Already, dude went off, had a touchdown. Uh, just a great another threat for Daniel Jones. Like it's just you got the team rolling, and the defense is playing good too. Like I don't know, man. It's just those are the only thing I'm worried about. But I like the Colts right now. I like the Colts, what they're doing, what they're setting up, and they look like the favorites in the AFC South right now. They really do.
Yeah, and JB, speaking of the Colts getting or having their weapons, maybe they need to add one more. Maybe someone like AJ Brown. One of our losers for the weekend here was the Eagles OC. This happened on Thursday night, but I mean the drama continues in Philly. Do you think AJ Brown is going to be dealt to someone? And if he does, whom? I know we talked about this last week. I brought it up. I said, hey, Stephon Diggs wouldn't mind someone like a AJ Brown alongside him for Drake May. See what he's got going on around. They got the money. They got the trade picks. Why not? Where do we see AJ Brown being a landing spot, or does it even happen? Are we being dramatic? Is Philly going to figure it out? Does Philly fire their OC? Mike McDaniels might get fired. Ooh, imagine him in Philadelphia. Imagine Mike McDaniels in Philadelphia
Hey,
with all those weapons, JB. But maybe I'm giving Mike McDaniels a little too much credit because he also has an explosive offense in Miami, and we have yet to see an actual run from this team. But what are your thoughts there, JB? We'll end with that.
man, I think so. Okay, so the Philadelphia is coming in. The Vikings are playing them this upcoming week, right? One thing that the Vikings love to do, and I say this because I follow this team every year,
Mm-hmm.
and they're my,
Okay.
I know this team, right? This is a perfect game for AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I just know AJ Brown's gonna have a good game. I think he's gonna have a good game against us. So I don't think I hope I'm wrong. Honestly, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's dealt somewhere. I hope he goes somewhere else. I'd love that. I'd love that. I'd love that for Philly. Just get rid of him, get rid of the contract, all that stuff. But I don't think you do anything this week. Yes, there's a lot of like like Philly's going to have to find themselves this week, and they're going to have to make
For sure.
some make some adjustments offensively because we see this year after year, and we kind of spoke about this, I think, in the past. But Saquon Barkley, a great player, right? But his load from last year was just he did so much last year, right? And now obviously he's getting like what 3.2 yards a carry now. There's not explosive runs. His most explosive runs were from this past week, of like 12 yards or
Yeah.
something like that. So like the run game is suffering, and obviously that's where this whole team success comes from, right? Is suffering is the plays made offensively. So when you have these offensive plays made, and you don't have them all of a sudden, you have an issue. You have an issue. So they got to start with the run game. It all starts with the run game. Saquon's got to get his mojo back, but the offensive line isn't blocking as good. So that's another thing. So it's like you have these things stemming down, and then obviously defensively, you got like 9 new starters. I don't know, so there's a lot of things that Philly's got to figure out right now, and this week against Minnesota is a huge test for both teams, honestly. How is Philly gonna? I think Philly's gonna try to run the ball, and then they're gonna try to get AJ Brown involved. Like this is, like I said, it's a perfect week for AJ Brown to get involved, and have a big
We're
game.
looking ahead.
Do it.
We're looking ahead.
Yeah, we're looking ahead. You got to make adjustments, right? And you got to play to Jalen Hurts' strengths, because let's just be honest. I think we're finally starting to see it. Jalen Hurts is just, for all this top 5 quarterback. No, Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback. I wouldn't even put Jalen Hurts top 10, top 12. No, he's just not. He had a great team around him. His first couple years in the league, had a really solid defense, had the running game, Saquon, these guys that can win one-on-one balls. Like, Jalen Hurts has a lot of throwing deficiencies, and he cannot do it himself. He cannot make this team better. Like, I'm telling you, you put Dak on this team, like,
That's
it's
Super Bowl.
crazy.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Crazy. Yep. Super Bowl. It's got to be. Like, you just put a quarterback, you put Drake May on this team. Oh, my goodness. This team is undefeated. They're looking like dogs.
Hey, do the Dolphins fire their OC? Maybe. Does he end up in Philadelphia? I'm sure Philadelphia fans would love that. We're coming to the end of the show. I appreciate you guys locking in with us this morning. I know some of us are celebrating Columbus Day or Indigenous Day. A lot of us don't work today, which is probably why the count was a little low. Didn't really take that into consideration, but we locked in a hell of a show, JB. And we're going to have a couple clips to go out so that way we can catch everybody up with what was chatted about today. A little bit of an overreaction from myself about the Dallas Cowboys, but we got to stay locked in to see what Jerry Jones does. Minnesota Vikings were on a bye, but now we're looking ahead. They got Philadelphia coming into town. Let's see how that plays out tomorrow. Catch us 6:30. Mountain Standard Time here on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. JB, you can call us. They can call us. Let us know how they feel. 575-808-9307. I appreciate you guys rocking with us. It's going to be a long season, a very long season. I hope I have more highs than I do lows, as I do for you, JB. Again, guys, let's have a day. Be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.